Hi, my name is Virginia. I'm 26 years old and I just quit my job. That may not seem like a very big thing, but I'm going to give you my corporate formal resume and then you'll maybe understand a little bit better about me. So when I was 16 years old, I moved out of home and I moved to Salzburg, Austria, and I finished my high school degree. After that, I did what every sensible person should do, and I went out into the world and traveled for a year, then to finally go back to Austria to study English literature and sociology. When I was in my last semester, however, of university, I got a job offer at Apple Corporate in Ireland, where their European headquarters are. Let me just rewind really quick. When I was 16 and I moved out of home, I had nothing. Okay, I started at zero. Okay, I was poor. This is why this is such a big thing to me, and I have the incredible urge to talk to people about this because a lot of people might know me now. My history since I've been an account manager and since I've been successful and working at Apple and working at Oracle, and they're like, well, you're doing well. The thing is, it wasn't always like that. I didn't come from a family background where I had anything set up for myself. All I had was my own knowledge that I knew that I wanted to be successful. There was no path for me. There were no building blocks that told me that I was going to be so, except for my own energy and my own grit to pull through and to do anything I ever wanted. I started working at Apple and I went from living off student welfare to suddenly earning more than most 40-year-olds earn when they're quite far along their career. I got into this amazing exclusive company. Actually, statistically, it's harder to get into Apple than it is to get into Cambridge by the number of applicants. So this was a big deal and this was a great thing, and I suddenly had this platform where I can learn all these things and be amongst other people that are creative. And while working at Apple, I made myself one promise: to never ever do anything ever again that I didn't absolutely love. And when I was working at Apple, it really was like that. I walked into the office with a big smile on my face, and actually in the first few months, I hated my weekends. I couldn't wait to get back to work and to talk to all my friends and to learn new things because I was being challenged. And suddenly, new possibilities were opening up to my mind that I haven't even considered before. My career at Apple grew super fast. Within 1.5 years, I was at a really high level position where my business partner, he was already 7 years at Apple, and I was practically new. I soon outgrew that position and I wanted my next challenge. So it was actually my own manager at Apple who suggested for me to go to Oracle because he said they're top of the game, they're really hardcore, they're really fast, and they have a great training. So I applied at Oracle and I got in. And this was also a huge step up in my career. At this point, I was 24 years old. My manager had to get exceptions and approvals from headquarters in the States to even hire me because I didn't have a degree and I didn't have a minimum of 3 to 5 years of experience in this particular role. So suddenly I was in this shark tank where there was competition from all sides and even more internally. And it really pushed me out of my comfort zone and I learned loads, and it was an incredible experience. But soon I felt that I'd also outgrown that, and it was becoming more and more clear to me the more skills in business, marketing, and building my own personal brand that I got, that I realized that anything is possible. That you can literally take your passions and build that into a profitable business. That actually that's the only way to build a business, because if you're not passionate about something, then how are you able to have enough energy and enough drive to really do what it takes to go all the way, to go all in? Having that realization that I had all this potential in me to grow my own personal brand and to monetize what I love, which is what you're seeing here right now, which is filming and writing and creating and interacting with people and teaching, and still having to work at my 9-to-5 job, that was hard because I suddenly felt caged and constricted and like I wasn't pushing myself to the maximum of my abilities. And I have a lot of people contacting me now asking me, how did you do it? How did you make that move? How did you decide that you want to step out and you want to take that risk? And aren't you afraid? I'm not afraid. I have zero fear about the future. I have some money saved up, but I'm not financially independent. I'm not monetizing my passion yet. However, as soon as I had the realization that everything that I have in my life, I've built up on my own personal skill, that I can fall, I can let myself go, and I can fly on my own abilities. And it doesn't matter how long it's going to take me to learn and become better at this, at blogging and at video editing and all these kind of things, because this is what I love. This is what I want to do. I can't imagine living my life not in accordance to that. And if you're thinking about doing that as well, if you're thinking about following your passion and going free fall, I can recommend you just do it. Trust yourself that you are enough, that you've learned enough, and that your skills are where they need to be. And also think about this, minimize. My house, for example, it's on Airbnb. We have so many amazing possibilities now to become financially independent. So I'm going to bring my costs to a minimum. Work on yourself, work on loving yourself so that you don't have to buy clothes and things where you're only feeding your insecurities. That's it for now. I love you. Go be amazing. Go do everything that you ever want to do. I'm gonna quote Casey Neistat here. The only difference between what you're doing now and doing the shit you love is actually doing it. So go and do it.